The Lagos State government says it is committed to making the state the technology hub of Nigeria and West Africa at large. The Commissioner of Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, Idris Salako, represented the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, at the 10th year anniversary of EDMARK in Nigeria, said the state will continue to make available a conducive environment for investors to thrive.
One of the cardinal objectives of the government is captured in the team's agenda of the government as by His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and the idea is to make Lagos a 21st century economy, an investment destination economy. So the government is doing everything possible to encourage investment and to open up new frontiers where investors are encouraged to come in. We have by providing the enabling environment for investors, and EDMARK over the years has been one of the many that has come into Lagos and that has benefited from the enabling environment the government is providing. And like His Excellency said in his speech, we are providing security, we are providing tax opportunities, different opportunities. There are land available. We interface with necessary government agencies, international agencies to bring in those opportunities that investors can strive, and we make the environment conducive for them. So His Excellency is happy to identify with EDMARK Group, and personally EDMARK has been here for over 10 years, and I can testify to the nature of their business and the type of product they are coming in, and we can't do more than to help them to succeed and to do more. So whatever that is needed to be done, the government is ready to provide the enabling environment to make that happen.
An entrepreneur, Sam Lowe, who spoke on doing business in Nigeria, says the country is the best investment destination in Africa. The chairman of EDMARK said with the right environment and policies, more businesses will thrive in the country.
Environment is very important. Nigerians have a fantastic and been endowed with intelligence and talents and strength. But if you are not given the right environment, just like a seed that has been endowed with all the goodness, but if it is onto an unfertile ground, it will wither and die. So we believe that as far as EDMARK is concerned, we are able to create good environment, conducive environment, clean environment, empowering environment, and environment where everyone support each other, encourage each other, and this is the way for anyone to be able to thrive. Okay, so and of course we have this podium here, as you can see. You know, you come to this podium, is really like a different world. You actually you don't even realize that you are actually in Lagos, right? So that is the glimpse of the EDMARK city that we are actually developing. As I'm speaking now, we are actually starting the construction, and it is in Lekki. It's on the 3rd roundabout, and you can actually come over here to the podium and see the showroom for yourself. And the price is affordable as of now, right? And also at the same time, it is a lifestyle, not only just staying but it's a lifestyle where you actually stay on top of a mall, of a shopping center. So we will have, of course, apartments. We also have service apartments. We also have malls. We will also have offices, banks, even auditorium. In fact, it's a complete community. So in other words, you don't actually need to go out anymore. People have to come to you, and it is a very prestigious address as far as the location is concerned. It's on the 3rd roundabout, and also at the same time, we have this platform Add2E, where we're going to connect all businesses where people can not only just shop, but people can also do business, can transact, can share, can interact, and more important, earn together.
An IT expert, Victor Phillips, and EDMARK Chief Operating Officer, Bien Wapanio, believes it is time for Nigeria to drive our economy with technology. They say though online payment for goods, services and products in Nigeria are on the increase, government needs to support this growth by providing infrastructures.
Based on our experience from our country, Malaysia, Philippines, and other parts of the world, this kind of technology is not new to us. So, as the chairman had told you earlier in our conference, that he went to China And China is a very advanced country. Right now, people there, they don't even accept cash. That's why you say even bigger will not accept cash because nobody is paying in cash. So they have to adapt this technology to have a QR code, all right? So everybody will use. Everywhere, every corner in China right now, they are not accepting cash. So you don't have any choice than to adapt to this. So this kind of technology that we saw in our country, in other countries, we wanted to bring it here in Nigeria. So it's just about knowing it. It's not about it's ripe or not, because there's no such thing as ripe or not. You know, it's the most important is you know what you are doing, you put it here, put effort on it, study on it, and implement.
The thing about technology and Nigeria's maturity in technology is so interesting that before technology used to be localized, but today technology is more global. So even if a country's own infrastructure is not that fantastic, you ask yourself, are the people moving ahead? So I think to start with, Nigeria's people are very, very technologically ready. So what that means and what you used to need to drive technology, number one, is the people. People and technology go hand in hand. So I think they are coming at a good time where you have a large percentage of young people that are very technologically ready. An example I can give is Andela. All of us have heard of Andela. Andela came here and they recruited a large chunk of Africans and even from Nigeria to actually start working in Google. You are seeing Google here, you see Facebook here. I used to work with Cisco. So what does that mean? That means even the global people come to a place like Africa or even India to get the resources. That's to show you that technology on its own does not have borders, but actually more of the people. So, and that is why I think Ed2E, which is the technology arm of EDMARK, will succeed, because that's what will power EDFOOD. So does it have the right people? The answer is a yes. Does it have the right environment? The answer is a yes. And that's why we think technology is a next hope for Nigeria to even improve and get better. Then maybe after that, the government can start listening to us when they start seeing verifiable results that the technology arm is driving.
The management of EDMARK also spoke on the launch of its EdFood services.
This EdFood is actually an on-demand service where you will have the opportunity to order food from any restaurant that you like, and instead of going all the way there with the traffic jam and all this, we will have our riders will deliver to you right at your doorstep in a much faster way, cheaper and even fresher. Okay, but this is actually born from the company called Ed2E. And Ed2E is our latest baby, which is basically called EDMARK to everything. So EdFood is one of the demand services which would be from Ed2E, but as the name says, speaks for itself, EDMARK to everything. So we will also have other services, like for example, if you have car that has a breakdown, so you don't have to actually go to the mechanic, we will have mechanics, and there's a lot of people who are very, very good in auto mechanic, but doesn't really have a job. Okay, so we will get them connected, but of course they need to pass through our stringent standards, and we will connect them to the relevant car owners that has problem with the cars using our app. And yeah.
That's nice. So talking about EDMARK, what are the future plans for EDMARK right now?
Well, as far as EDMARK is concerned, as you know, we have been here for 10 years, 10 good years, and of course, it has been very challenging, but also at the same time very fulfilling, and also very rewarding, not only just in terms of the money, but more important is being able to see so many people's lives being transformed through our businesses, because our business, especially, we have right now, of course, we started off with the network marketing business, and one of the things is that we have fantastic products that can help people to be healthy, and more important is we have a special training program that will be able to empower and inspire people to be able to change their mindset so that they can become zero to hero. Okay?
Well, the EDFOOD, as we have told you earlier, is just only one service of our super apps. So as I've told you, EDFOOD is just like if you are lazy to go out to buy the food, if you're hungry, especially late at night. So you don't have to go out, just use our apps and somebody will deliver to you in your doorstep. EDMARK is an ecosystem. We have our own ecosystem, all right? EDFOOD is just one of it. Right now, we have our own loyalty points whereby you can buy cashless. Meaning if you are an EDMARKer, you have the ED points. We call it ED points. You can buy. Then it will drive the traffic of this EDFOOD, EDRIDE, and so on. All right. So talking about creating profit of the company, basically as a starter, as a startup, you cannot really say that you will earn in the first few years. So you have to invest in every aspect of that business until it will gain momentum. Then that's the only time that you can gain profit. All right. So how about the employment? All right. These super apps that we are going to launch very soon, I mean in the near future, the super apps, we are targeting at least 1 million jobs in 5 years' time.
On TV reports that the observers say for Nigeria to experience economic growth, both the government and the private sector need to work together.